And then I'm going to go to my mind map. Can you see my mind map now? Yay! Okay. Good. Thank you. So I was quite surprised when I noticed we're on week 3 already. Whoosh!
Yes, I can.
Because this morning I was thinking, oh, it'll be week 2, isn't it? And I was like, oh no, we've already done week 2. Wow. So yeah, we're flying through this. So today the topic is daily work tasks.
Super fast.
And I added all the various tasks to the challenge, the event, by the way, which is maistermind.com/events/16. So you can see all the different topics that we're going to cover every week. Okay, so week 3, this is about your daily work tasks. So we're just going to see if we can get ChatGPT to help us with this. Such as sending emails, managing your calendar, revising documents, everyday work tasks, basically. Okay, so responding to emails, that's the first thing I've got in here. And funnily enough, this topic came up just yesterday because one of the guys who was joining us yesterday is actually Mexican, but he lives and works in Dallas, Texas most of the time. As a tax accountant, and he uses ChatGPT for his emails. So this is probably some tips that he could have done with yesterday. We didn't cover this yesterday, but just simple things like telling ChatGPT, I've received an email asking about whatever. Help me to draft a response that provides an update on the current status and assures them that we're on track to meet the deadline. And actually, if I even just copy that and put that into ChatGPT and see what comes up. Can you see ChatGPT on my screen? Good. Okay. So without telling ChatGPT what the topic is at all, it has managed to create a nice little response, actually a big response to us. So basically just says project progress update and assurances of meeting the deadline. I'm writing to provide you with a brief update on the progress and to assure you that we are on track to meet the deadline as planned. First and foremost, blah, blah, blah. And then at the current stage, I'm pleased to inform you. So it's all really positive language and reassuring language. In terms of the overall timeline, we've carefully mapped out the project milestones and deadlines, and I'm happy to share we are well within the planned schedule. This is amazing, really. It's just fluff because we didn't even give ChatGPT a topic. They just said on the progress of the project, and it's away and managed to give all this lovely positive fluff without actually rest assured, etc. We have assembled a highly skilled and experienced team. Obviously, you might want to edit some of this and go through it, but nevertheless, it looks really, really positive, considering, and really long as well, considering that we just asked for a really simple prompt. So that's quite cool. That one, yeah. Okay. Next one then, proofreading. So we can use ChatGPT to proofread your drafts as well, and check for grammar and spelling mistakes first, as well as ensuring the tone and the style are appropriate for the recipient. This can help you maintain a professional image and avoid miscommunication, which I think is probably one of the biggest challenges with text. If you receive SMS or email, etc., it can often put people's backs up if they think that they're getting a cheeky response, etc., or this person hasn't thought about it properly. So we can actually let's just have a look at this. Please proofread the following email draft and correct any grammatical or spelling errors. And then we've actually given it what the draft is. So I'll just copy that, put that into ChatGPT and see what comes up with this one. So kept it really, really simple. I'm writing to inform you that we have completed the first phase of the project. I'm writing to inform you we've completed the first phase of the project. So it's basically done very, very little changes to that at all because there was no grammatical or spelling mistakes in it in the first place, which is quite cool. So it's nice to be reassured, isn't it, and get things fixed, especially for those people who can't spell or have other challenges, ADHD or whatever it might be.
Mhm.
Um, okay, help you to craft succinct emails that convey
Right.
your message effectively without being lengthy, and improve the chances of your emails being read and responded to. Let's just have a quick look at that one. Copy. I'm not going to do all of them, but I'm just intrigued to see what it comes up with. The reason for this adjustment is to allow us additional time to thoroughly review and incorporate the latest project updates before our discussion. Cool, cool, cool. Thank you for understanding, cooperation. Let's make the most of this additional time to prepare. I look forward to seeing you all. Blah, blah, blah. Cool. Okay. Okay, perfect. So we could probably use that for a number of things, even your meeting in Mexico City, etc., as well. Just reminding people, how, why we're meeting, where we're meeting, etc. Just a simple reminder. Um, Please, I often receive emails asking about our company's refund policy. Please provide a clear and concise response that I can use to reply to these inquiries. Let's try and see what it does to this one. This could just be your template that you could copy paste time after time. If it's something that comes up regularly, I often receive emails asking about a refund policy. Um, so if we've already got, a
Right.
regular emails asking the same sort of thing, then we can just have, key points on the refund and just copy paste this every single
Mhm.
time. So it's just talking about the eligibility of refunds, the time frame, the conditions, process, method. Exactly. Yeah. Pretty cool, considering we just asked a really simple request in the first instance.
That's
Okay,
perfect.
let's just get rid of that then. Generating agendas. Okay, meeting agendas and the topics
Right.
to be discussed, ensuring that they stay on track and are productive. I need to create an agenda for an upcoming project review meeting. The main topics of discussion should include project progress, potential risks, future milestones. And then I've also added rewrite this. So let's just try this and see what comes up. Copy and put that into GPT here. Okay, so here's the agenda: date, time, location, the welcome, the introduction, progress update, current project status, discussion of potential risks, future milestones, team collaboration and communication, and Q&A time, action items, next step, and meeting wrap up. Please note that this agenda as a starting point can be customized on your specific project requirements. Cool. And then what I've also added to this is rewrite using a table and markdown. Let's just see what it comes up with.
Hmm.
You could copy and paste the above markdown content into a markdown editor or email client that supports markdown formatting. So this isn't actually giving me the response that I really wanted to see, but I can simply press one button here to copy it all and it will put it across into the format for me. But what I really wanted is just to put it into a table. I'll just do that again, rewrite, and I'll just put ignoring markdown this time. I really just wanted it into a nice table. And even this table isn't actually what I really was hoping to see.
Mhm.
Let's have a look. Got, no, it's not giving me what I was hoping to see. Not sure why. Because we've just got, yeah, I've got 3 columns here, which isn't really what I was hoping to see for a table. Okay. Oh well, it didn't work very well in that example, but this command here, this prompt is I've used this many times for different things, and it gives me some really awesome results usually. But in this particular example, it's not very exciting. Okay, let's take some notes. Key points and decisions made. Okay. Help me to draft the meeting notes for our marketing strategy meeting where we discuss new advertising channels, budget allocation, and upcoming promotional campaigns. Just before I do that, let's just start afresh. I want to make sure it's not going to keep any of the previous commands like markdown format and so on. Oh, start fresh. It's giving me a fresh for this one. Okay. New. Oops. Okay, cool. Okay, so the command this time is help me to draft meeting notes for a marketing strategy meeting where we discussed new advertising channels, budget allocation, and upcoming promotional campaigns. So this is giving us the draft notes. Okay, cool. Um, budget allocation, upcoming promotional campaigns, action items, next steps and follow up, meeting conclusion. Excellent, excellent. Happy with that. Okay. Brainstorming ideas. It can become a valuable brainstorming partner, providing with fresh ideas and suggestions. Working on a new marketing campaign for a sustainable product line. Please provide 5 creative ideas for promoting these products on social media. And we could change this, of course, to anything at all. Marketing campaign for anything, really, and just see what it comes up with. Let's just try this here. So that first one is really interesting, actually. I hadn't even thought about that. So here's 5 creative ideas for promoting your sustainable product on social media. The first one says a contest. I hadn't even considered that. User-generated contest. Encourage your social media followers to share pictures or videos of themselves using your products in innovative ways and run a contest where participants can submit their content using a specific hashtag. Offer a prize for the best or most creative submission. This approach not only creates buzz and engagement, but showcases real life examples of how your products can be utilized. That's brilliant. I love that. That's number one. I hadn't even thought about that because the question was simply provide 5 creative ideas for promoting the products. Okay. Sustainability tips and hacks. Share regular social media posts featuring sustainability tips and eco friendly hacks. Yeah, well, that's a good one. I like that. Oh, what happened there? ChatGPT just signed itself out. Oh, oh, is it? I've not had that one before. Let's try again. Let's try again.
That's happened before to me too.
That was weird. Oh, yeah, we're back in again. Yeah, yeah, well, that's what I just did just now. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay,
don't
where
get
were we
the
at?
like, oh, we're at
So,
capacity anymore.
behind
It
the
just signs
scenes
itself out
stories
sometimes.
is quite an interesting one. I think a lot of people could do with trying that one actually. You don't see
Yeah.
that very often. Collaborations with other influencers, that could be really good. Have them create sponsored content showcasing your products in authentic and relatable way, and show how your products fit into their sustainable lifestyle. Excellent. Tips and DIYs, um, visually appealing information, etc. Okay. Social causes. Align your brand with relevant social causes and partner with organizations that share your sustainability values. Excellent. These are great answers. I like that. Yeah, and they're all very creative. You hadn't considered half of these actually, so that's great. Okay. Creating outlines for reports or presentations. Okay. Okay. I need to create an outline for a presentation on the benefits of remote work. Please provide a structured outline with at least 4 main points to cover. Put that across here. See what we come up with. Nice. So we're starting off with a hook. Start with a tension-grabbing statement or statistic about remote working, and then give a background, a brief overview of what remote work is, and then clearly state the presentation will focus on the benefits of remote work and how it can positively impact individuals and organizations. Definition, explain how remote work allows individuals to have better control and flexibility, offer the flexibility to set personalized schedules and freedom from any work from any location, increase productivity and reduced commute stress. Reduced office expenses, increased employee retention, access to global talent, positive environmental impact, contributing to reducing carbon footprints and greenhouse gas emissions. Excellent. These are excellent, excellent responses. Considering the question is simply create an outline for a presentation on the benefits of remote work and provide at least 4 main points to cover. Yep, I love that. So it's really just down to us to be as concise as possible in our prompting and see what comes up, as we already know. I need to learn about the basics of blockchain technology for upcoming. Please provide a brief overview of blockchain. Now, one of the guys yesterday, he actually had 16 different prompts on this kind of request. And basically what he was saying was that he is often asked to give presentations on topics that he knows nothing about. So what he's saying is, I need to learn about the basics of blah, blah, blah. But then he would also say what jargon and key points, let's just say 3 key points, would I, jargon and 3 key points, would a beginner be talking about? And then he also did exactly the same with, let's just do that again, copy, with an expert. So he was going through his prompts and he was basically saying, give me 3 pieces of jargon that an expert would talk about. Give me 3 points that a beginner would be needing to talk about. Give me, and he went through it like that. What type of conversations would a beginner be having, and especially at the very beginning, he would have something like break it down the topic as if talking to a 5-year-old, for example. And then, and he just kept adding to it and adding to it and adding to it. My commentary on that was that instead of having 16 prompts, he could break it down into maybe 4 chunks. And that would give ChatGPT a chance to be more cohesive in each chunk. And also give it more space to give a longer response as well, because otherwise he's using up all the character points, the tokens. Copy. So let's just copy that and put that in here. Actually, what's the topic? The topic is copy. So if I do that here, actually, if I take off this last part and we'll just ask the prompt first. So that's the original prompt. Here's a brief overview. So it's talking about blockchain technologies, decentralization, transparency, immutability, security, consensus mechanisms, smart contracts, privacy. And then if I add some of his other requests. So yeah, so there you go. Let's go back to the beginning again. So basically, I need to learn about the basics of blockchain technology, provide a brief overview, and there it goes. So it's actually giving you, decentralization, transparency, immutability, security, etc. Then I asked it to break down the topic as if talking to a 5-year-old. What jargon and key points would a beginner be talking about, and then what would an expert talk about? So here we go. Blocks, chain, digital ledger. So keeping it really, really simple, especially for those if you know absolutely nothing about the subject in the first instance. Then I'm talking about for beginners, like keeping it safe. That's what the blockchain's doing, keeping it in a special box. There's no one in charge in the blockchain, and being trustworthy so you can see everything that's happening. Yeah, perfect. And then for experts, we've got some proof of work, proof of stake, delegated proof of stake, etc. Cryptography and smart contracts. We were even talking about smart contracts in the meeting yesterday as well. So yeah, this is an excellent way of just breaking down a subject that actually in the first place, you need to learn about the basics in the first place. So just adding a couple of extra prompts there. As I said, he actually added 16 different prompts, but I've given, what have I done? 1, 2, 3. So I've just given 3 prompts there. Yeah, yeah. It works. That's cool. Could you use that? Yeah. No, could you? Could you? Yeah. I like that. Yeah, of course.
Did I
Okay,
use
editing and
this?
revising.
Or
Okay.
have I used
Uh, yeah,
Yeah,
be
to learn
open to
anything.
learning. That's cool. Help me to improve the following sentence for clarity and conciseness. Okay, so that could be. Let's see what comes up with on that. Right, so process of creating the final product involved in a multitude of various steps that were conducted in sequential order. It's just simply said the creation of the final product involved numerous sequential steps. Cool. Keep it succinct and that works. Okay. Drafting standard operating procedures. That's good. I like that. I remember doing all that in my office years ago. Let's copy this. Put this across here. And it says for handling customer complaints in our call center. Okay. Provide a step-by-step guide that any of our agents can follow. And this is something that I did years ago in my own office. I ran a financial advisory practice and I had 10 staff. And I said, if any of the staff are off ill or off to have a baby or anything like that, I need to know what each one's doing. So from the moment they come in and switch the computer on, what's their standard operating procedure so that we can get a temp to come in and actually just follow their procedure, and any temp could run their job for the day. So that's what the whole SOP is about, standard operating procedure. So there we go. This is for a call center and actually for handling customer complaints in the call center. So begin, yeah, blah, 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 listen actively, empathize, apologize, necessary information, clarify, repeat the customer's concerns in your own words, so that's paraphrasing there, document the complaint, offer solutions, escalate if necessary, follow up, and then thank the customer. Excellent. That's really cool. So that should be, regardless of age, anyone could come in and just follow this 10-step process. And that's the whole point, really, of a standard operating procedure. Excellent. Customer support. Let's have a look at this one. A customer has emailed us stating that they're having trouble logging into their account on the website. Please help me draft a response with troubleshooting steps that they can follow. Again, this is something that probably happens on a regular basis. So it could just be a template that we could just copy paste if they have problems logging into their account. We apologize for any inconvenience caused. Please follow the following troubleshooting steps. Double check the login, correct username and password, pay attention to case sensitive passwords, and if needed, forgot password. Clear your cache and cookies, disable any extensions, try a different browser or device, check your internet, provide us with the following information if it's got a specific error message, which browser are you using, which device are you using, any recent changes. We're committed to resolving this promptly. Rest assured our team is here to support us. Brilliant. Excellent. So again, that's just something that you could just copy paste time after time if you have that kind of recurring issues. Nice. Okay. So we'll race through that again today. That's cool. And the third challenge for today then, let's have a look. So I've got 5 tests here. So choose an email. So the first one's about emails, such as responding to a client inquiry. Use ChatGPT to draft the email response. And if the email is well structured, concise, and effectively addresses the scenario without requiring significant revisions, then you've done a pretty good job of your prompt. And I think you're way past that now, but you never know. This one is a meeting topic to create detailed agenda, including discussion points, objectives, desired outcome. This is something that I've used myself a few times, is rewrite using a table or rewrite using markdown format. I use the word rewrite quite often, actually, if I'm doing it rewrite as casual style or amusing style or formal, whatever, having different tones. I basically get it to write the answer first and then I get it to rewrite the answer. Okay. Pick a topic of your expertise to generate a short article or blog post. And perfect. Yeah. Okay. Number 4. Provide ChatGPT with a list of tasks along with relevant details such as deadlines, important levels, and get the AI to help you to prioritize these tasks. And I think this is something that is really good at that. In fact, there was one just yesterday who was talking about, instead of just saying, give me 10 bullet points, for example, you could actually say, give me 10 bullet points in the hierarchy or the priority of which would be most effective for me. Because if you don't ask, then it doesn't think about giving you that answer. So if you actually ask it to prioritize the tasks, for example, you're going to get a different set of results than just saying, give me 5 things that I should be looking out for. So if you said, give me 5 key points or 5 to-do lists items, and then say, and prioritize it in terms of what would take the longest to do, or which is the hardest to do, etc., or which would be the most effective using the 80-20 rule. So actually, I might just make a note of that, 80-20. That's something I've not tried yet, but I think that could work really, really well. Let's just put a note about Using the 20 rule, prioritize in the most effective to-do list. Okay, see what that does. It might actually produce a very different set of results if you did that as a secondary prompt after it's done all this. I put the word rewrite and then using whatever and see what comes up. Okay. And then use ChatGPT to provide you with an overview, key points, or starting point for further research. If it's helping you to guide your research process. Okay. So yeah, I think that again is just asking it to give you more research. Just simply asking what else, what further topics should I be researching, and in what order? What order of priority? I'll just put maybe 3 further topics, something like that. Yeah, got to be worth a try. See what comes up. What do you think? Let me just come back to the screen. Are you there? Okay. What did you think of all of that we just rushed through there? What was what stood out for you? Anything?
When I think about, yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me? I think it was all helpful. I think the learning part, like learning how to learn with AI,
Yeah,
that's helpful.
cool. Okay,
And
it's really just down to us on what we're trying to
procedures and
achieve
things
for
like
the
that,
day,
coming up with
and
like
then what kind of
operational
prompts do you
procedures,
want to
that
be
was
putting
really
in there,
helpful as well.
and then thinking about the actual prompt and the response it's giving us, and maybe asking to prioritize that, or even break
Right.
it down into beginner's language or even expert language, depending on whom you're addressing as well. And one of the things that came up yesterday, the guy that gave us 16 prompts in one script, what I suggested to him is, instead of doing it as one script,
Absolutely.
break it down into maybe 4 chunks. So you're only asking it to do 4 different prompts at a time. And in amongst his 16 prompts, one of the things that he had done is he had said a couple of times in 300 words or less. And my commentary, my observation is that ChatGPT is rubbish at counting. It can't count words or characters. And the reason for that is it calculates based on tokens. But the longer your prompt is in the first place, the less space you have for the amount of tokens it has left to give you the response as well. So if you break it down, then you're going to get a much more refined and detailed response. And the other thing to observe about that is that we don't have to just use ChatGPT. We could be using Bing, for example, which is effectively ChatGPT 4. So it has a much bigger token capacity, because ChatGPT, the free version, has something like 4,000 tokens, whereas the paid version, the pro version, which you get for nothing on Bing, is 25,000 tokens approximately. So there's a big difference there. So again, it depends on the size of the article you're trying to break down. If you're copy pasting something across, or an email that you receive from someone, or you're looking for a big, what was the other thing? We did their standard operating procedure. If you're looking for much more detail on that, you could actually break down. Okay, number 2 there on that list, I want you to now give me 5 key points to do with number 2 from the list, and break it down that way as well. Could you use any of these things today, do you think? Cool. Well, today was talking about daily work tasks.
Yeah. Mm, I mean, I, right. I think
Sure.
um, I haven't gotten to the point of being comfortable with using ChatGPT on like answering things for me. Right. I still like to respond to emails and things like that myself. Right. But in terms of like brainstorming and things like
Yeah.
that, I definitely already I use it to brainstorm already. And I think the next step in terms of what we
Yeah.
learned today would be like
Absolutely.
creating like
And it
policies
can do
that I would normally
all
need to
sorts of
like hire somebody
standard
else to help me
privacy
with, but
policies
like
and
can at
terms
the
and
very least get
conditions
a
and things like
basic
that
policy
you would
by
normally
myself
see on the bottom of a
using some
website.
of the methods we talked about today.
It will at least give you a template to work from, and you can make it more refined based on your business that you're trying to achieve as well. So it's not just generic. It is still generic, but nevertheless, that's down to how much detail do you want to give it. But if you're looking for standard operating procedures, then you could be as
Right.
precise about
Yeah.
your business, and then see what it comes up with. It's a good starting point anyway.
Right. Do you know any?
Yeah.
Do you know? Right. Absolutely,
What do you need to
definitely
do?
a good starting point. But are you familiar with like bots and things like that? AI
Okay.
bots.
Okay. Well, I think we're getting to the stage now
Yeah.
where we've got
Okay. Can
we now have code
Uh,
interpreters as
I'm just trying
well,
to understand it better.
and auto GPT now as well. So basically, you could have a bot looking through a PDF or spreadsheet, and it can actually find when, for example,
Mm-hmm.
when was the prices at its highest, and how many items did we have in stock at that time. And so it can give you all sorts of things. It can even give you graphs and images to show you when you had the most stock or when you sold the most, and
Mm-hmm.
was there a special promotion on, etc. And then you've also got bots that it can actually take, like, for example, the 16 prompts that we had there, it can actually break down the 16 prompts into 4 pieces, and then ask, it can automatically ask ChatGPT based on the response ChatGPT gives it to put in the next 4 prompts and the next 4 prompts and so on, and then summarize it all and send it across to you. And the bot can do all of that for you as one template. So you don't even need to be typing anything in anymore. You can actually just have it created
Right.
once in the first place and press one button, and off it goes and does it for you. Or you can have a bot that would automatically answer the public in the same way. I was speaking to a guy here in Playa del Carmen just 2 days ago now, actually, and he's just funding a bot at the moment,
Right.
through his business, that will go through all the pub medical journals, and determine which. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
what he was saying is it's coming up with new chemical concoctions for solutions like HIV or AIDS or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's already been able to look through all the journals from all time and determine if we did this and this, then we could have a totally different response and results and something
Oh
else to
wow.
try. It was like, wow, so impressive, isn't it? What we can do. What kind of bots were you thinking about? What were you thinking about doing with it?
Wow. Yeah. Like
Okay,
it's not that I have something to think about. I just I'm trying to understand it enough so I can like start to think of possibility in my own mind.
Yeah, it
Right? Like
depends.
for
That's
right
why I
now,
was
I just
asking,
know that
because it
we
depends
work
what
and
you're
can
trying
do
to
things, but
achieve.
like I don't
If
feel
you've
like I
got a
have
website, for example, that's
enough
already got 200
understanding to like
pages,
come up with like novel ideas.
or
You know?
4,000 pages, whatever, you can actually get the bot to read all of the content of all of the pages on the
Yeah.
website, and effectively have full Q&A for any customer that comes in, and says, which product should I buy for my sore head, and it will actually
Right.
go through the whole of the website and say, well, this is the 3 products that we've got that would help with a sore head, and here's the buy buttons now, etc. Take you across to these pages. No worries. All right, we're getting more and more clever. It's cool.
Mm-hmm. Understood. All right,
Speak to
I
you
need to
soon. Have a
jump,
good
Mike, but
weekend.
thank you for
Thanks for being
today.
here. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Indeed, we are for sure. All right, enjoy your today. I'll see you soon. Me too. No problem.